So here we go, Norwich City back in the Europa League. After a 2-year absence from this competition, we've been seeded second for the draw, and let's see who we're taking on in the group stage. I always do like the group of death before I start this. I think the group of death this time will be Werder Bremen, probably Villarreal, Werder Bremen, Villarreal, and Juventus. That's the group of death. Let's see who we've got. First seed's coming out of the hat first. Please not Group A, even though Juve have been quite poor in this save, and it's going to be Braga in that group. I'm kind of hoping for Group E, to be honest with you. We've not got them. We've got Group G with Sevilla. Third seeds next, and I could... Oh, it's not really Stuttgart. I was going to say, I could see it being Stuttgart. Red Star Belgrade will be interesting. Instead, oh, brilliant, we've got Rangers. We've got a British affair there. And now let's draw the four seeds as well. Please not Werder Bremen, because that'll be a tough little group. And it's Maccabi Tel Aviv, the Israeli side, who complete our group. So Group G then, we've got Sevilla, Rangers and Maccabi Tel Aviv. I definitely think we've got what it takes to get through that group. It could have been easier, it could have been more difficult. That's a pretty sort of meh group, if you will. Could have been tougher, but could have been easier. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 53. And today we're returning with two massive games with our Canaries as they take on Man City away at the Etihad Stadium in our first game back in the Europa League after 2 years without the competition, as we're away at Ibrox to take on Rangers. Before we get to the games though, shall acknowledge we're getting off camera, and also a very interesting sale and signing to report as well. Let's get to that first. And actually, sorry, I lied to you there. There's not been an interesting sale. I thought we had sold someone permanently, but of course my memory must be a bit fuzzy. It's Monday morning. Got to give me a few hours at least to get myself up to speed. But no, we have loaned out quite a few players, and I'll talk about these real quickly. First, Henderson, who you knew was leaving on loan. He's gone to Barcelona. I don't know what took him so long to make the decision, but he's gone out on loan, and with those red arrows, I'm fine with that. Benali, we signed him last season. He's gone out on loan to Fenerbahce as well. Philippe Weiss, our fullback, he's also gone out on another loan spell. Sadly, he's not progressing as much as I thought he would when we signed him a couple of years ago. And the best young prospect out of the lot, Moises, the young Brazilian, he's gone out on loans of Montpellier for a season as well. Now, whilst going to use these guys for squad players, especially in Europe this season, I feel as though them getting first team football on a regular basis is more important. But as for the signing, as you can see, we have picked up our fourth signing this season, and it's Alex Telles, the 32-year-old who comes in on a free transfer. And I know what some of you guys are going to be saying. Why? You've got Sanabria, who's an amazing young talent, and Warburton, you haven't used that much, but he's also really young. Well, we're in Europe this season. Squad depth, as you know, is going to be important. And if Sanabria does go down, Drew Warburton, I mean, I've barely used him since we signed him, to be honest. And he looks okay, but he's 22 years old now, so it's not like he's the youngest player in the world. And he looks all right. But we've had very limited experience using him since we signed him last season. Whereas Alex Telles, for example, he has been a regular in Manchester United's team ever since they signed him for Porto a few years ago now. Last season, played 26 league games, got 5 assists, and he's never averaged under a 7.13 in his time there either. So let's be honest here, it's not like we picked up a guy that's got 4 pace and just shite technicals. No, instead, he's not the quickest anymore, but he's still got good natural fitness at 16. Mentally, he's solid all across the board, and technically as well. 17 crossing, 15 first touch, 15 passing, 13 tackling, with 16 technique as well. Looks better when going forward and at the back, admittedly so. Either way, he's a bit of a good backup option, I would say. And as we only had one player in his 30s here anyway, we've now got another. And I just thought it was the right thing to do. Get a bit more squad depth, get another winner in the dressing room as well. I just thought it was the right thing to do. Now, as for what's been going on the pitch off camera, as you can see, just the 3 games after the frustrating as hell opening day defeat at home to Bournemouth. We have picked it up a little bit, 2 wins and a draw, and we began with our first win of the season away from home against Brighton. Abbey scoring his first goal of the campaign, and our first goal of the campaign heading in a corner, making it 1-0. Brewster did score right towards the end of the game, but sadly it was disallowed for offside. But following that, a draw away at Hawthorns against West Brom. Pretty credible draw though. West Brom off to a great start this season, as you know, last year had a really good campaign under Graham Potter as well. Max Aarons gave us the lead with a stunning strike, in the 31st minute. He's now getting goals to his game. I really like to see that. But with 8 minutes to go, as we're holding on for a win, Matt Miazga, the American centre-half, made it 1-1 as the Baggies got a point. And the final game off camera, a little bit of context for this one here, as we took on Crystal Palace home against, Crystal Palace at home. Ryan Brewster just accepted a bid from Spurs of £63 million, and he turned down the offer, and I was like, for goodness sake, man, he and Ida, I could have got 123 million for. Brewster, you just can't score anymore, you're shit, you need to go, etc, 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 just raging at my screen. And then in this game, Mbai and Niang, FIFA 15 career mode legend, makes it 1-0 after admittedly an absolute howler from Zangrandi, but Brewster then gets his first goal of the season to make it 1-1 in the 32nd minute, and then in stoppage time, we win a penalty, and in the 95th minute, Ryan Brewster gives the goalkeeper their eyes, sends it the wrong way, and makes it 2-1. Now I was thinking, he just does this on purpose. He literally just does this on purpose. He just won't perform unless the pressure is just relentless. He don't give a fuck in any other game unless he's got a point to prove or it's an absolutely massive clash. It's ridiculous. So following the 2 goals from Brewster in the game-winning penalty, as you can see, we're sat in 12th place right now with 4 games on the board, but we do have a game in hand on the majority of the teams in the division right now. And as you can see, 7 points on the board, 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. It's been a pretty mixed start. Don't read too much into the league position. The first 5 or 6 games, you don't really need to worry about where you are in the table right now. But the big concern is this. Once again, same old problems for Norwich City. 4 goals in 4 games. We've got the 6th worst goal scoring record in the division. I mean, defensively, you can't ask for better than that, can you? Well, you can if you want. But either way, we're second. Second best defensive record in the division. Only 3 goals let in 4 games. But it's the same old problem. We can defend really well. We just can't score. And so, as we are about to head into the first game of today's episode, we are indeed away at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City. Sander Berger's Man City, who, like us to be fair, have had a very tough start to this season. Chelsea have also had quite a tough start to the season as well. 3 teams to begin with struggling out of the gate right now. And on the injury report, as you can see, only Curtis Jones is down right now. Godfrey just coming back from a knock. I believe this will be his first start since the injury, but everyone else is fighting fit, and this will be our team. We're sticking with our custom tiki-taka system, but after a sluggish start out of the gate, I might possibly revert to the Gegenpress in the game against Rangers. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it's 5 at the back, not 4 at the back, as we're away at a big team, and this lineup. Zangrandi, despite the howler, remains in goal, and the back 5 is Sanabria, Godfrey, Basia, Pavlovic, and Aarons. Should really talk about that, but I'll get to it in a minute. Midfield duo is Longstaff and Mount, with Maddison further forward, and Abbey and Brewster up top together. Now on the bench, we've got Farines, Akuaku, Madu, Provenzano, Bamba, Dembele, and Firmino. And you might be wondering why Bamba, our club record signing, is on the bench. It's pretty simple. To start the season off, 4 games, 0 goals and 0 assists. And what I think he needs is a game where he can shine. And I think he's got more of a chance of doing that away at Ibrox than he does today. So I'm hoping in midweek he'll get 2 goals and assist or whatever in Glasgow, and then he'll start to kick on. That's the plan anyway. First game, it's Man City away. Come on, you Canaries. We've got a new gen/region at right back, Silvan Pereira, who looks amazing. Why can't we have players like that? But you do, mate. You got one on the bench. But right. So yeah, real briefly, I'll quickly talk about this. Ben Godfrey and Thomas Basia, you might have noticed, are both unhappy right now. And I talked about it in the season opener. In the case of Basia, I blocked a move for him to go to Spurs, and another bid came in off camera as well. And once again, I rejected it. And I offered him a contract. I expected him to sign it, and he turned it down. He turned down the extension. So Basia, I think, watch this space. In January, he might be gone. There had been interest from big clubs as well, such as Real Madrid and Juventus. So yeah, in January, Thomas Basia might be making a big move to a big club. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And as for Godfrey's case as well, he's also unhappy right now after I rejected to move to Spurs as well. So the captain's unhappy, his CB partner is unhappy. Not good to see that so early on in the season. There's Romario Barrio shoots. Oh, Zangrani, it's a brilliant save, but he just doesn't get the luck. Troy Parra makes it 1-0, but is he offside? The linesman's not moving, and it's given after the VAR as well. Troy Parra's goal disallowed. What a stop by Zangrandi initially, that was. Oh yeah, he's a mile offside. Mile offside. Didn't need that at all. But Zangrandi, that was amazing. I've got no problem having Zangrandi starting ahead of Farines this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love our Venezuelan number 1. He's been ever present since we signed him back in Season 1, but let's be honest here, Zangrandi's stats and his age as well, he's the future. As Max Aarons comes inside, and Abbey heads just over, still 0-0. Putting a lot of faith in Abbey to start the season off. Last year he was our top scorer, and he's only got the 1 to begin the campaign this season, but I do believe in him. He's only 20 years old. well. There's a very high ceiling for the guy, and that's handy since he's 6'4". Ha 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 ha. But I do the worst dad jokes. I'm 27. It's embarrassing. Going to individually criticise the attack. We fired up Brewster and Abbey. Come on, boys, get us a goal. Get us a goal. I think I'm going to start Firmino on Thursday night. I think I'm going to drop Brewster and start Bobby Firmino up top with Abbey. I'd like to see that. Firmino's not started a game yet, but I think with the stats he's got, he's still got the ability. And I'm going to have him maybe this season as our European striker. I know Ida had been a few years ago, but Ida now, I'm going to force him out the door a little bit. As Sander Berge shoots and Zangrandi saves, and the rebound is cleared away. But the flag was up for offside anyway. Another good stop by Zangrandi. He's in the mood tonight. Thoroughly expecting Man City to break the deadlock at some point. They have been the better team, it seems, although only marginally so. We haven't played too poorly out there so far. They've hit the woodwork twice already. Zangrandi's been forced into making at least one amazing save, and I'm sure that opening goal is coming any second now with Rodgers coming forward down the right. He'll cross, Parrott heads in, and there it is, right on cue. Had a goal disallowed in the first half. They're not going to chalk that one off him. It's 1-0. I definitely think it's time to switch formation and make a new tactical system as well, which is never good for me to do, because me making a tactical system is like, it's kind of like when your kid, you know, your 6-year-old kid brings home a painting or a drawing they've done at school, and it's utter shit. But you've got to put it on the fridge and say, oh, Billy, that's just brilliant. Is that me? Is that me and the house and the cat? And the cat's like 6 feet tall. It's like, oh, Billy, that's a brilliant painting. That's like me when I make a tactical system. You're like, oh, Docs, I can't see why you're struggling. Even though there's like 5 things here that conflict each other. Brewster's anxious. He can fuck off. I just can't stand this guy anymore. He is doing my fucking nutting now. Honestly, I tell you, he's getting that nickname stripped on camera today. I've had enough of it. Honestly, I've had enough of this guy, man. He does my bloody nutting. The amount of goals he scored a few years ago, and now he can't hit a barn door with a banjo as Parrott makes it 2, and in fact it's going to go down as an own goal off Max Aarons. I said he'd been amongst the goals of late, and he can now start scoring. That's at the wrong end, Max. But 2-0. Yeah, you think about Brewster, man. You think about it. In the Championship season, I just did not play him. First season in the Premier League, coming back. That's a brilliant finish, Max, but it's the wrong goal, mate. You know, and Brewster was just... He got a reputation for playing in these sort of games. He's lost that reputation now. He's lost it as far as I'm concerned. You know, he was so close to winning the Golden Boot 2 years ago, but now, as far as I'm concerned, he's just not the same player. Not even close to it. Yep, I'm doing it now. I've had enough. I've had enough. Rian, simply put, mate, 2 goals in 5. What did you end up with last season? 9 in 28. Yeah, when you think about it, that's actually not that bad, 9 in 28. But it should be better considering the season before that, you had 28 in 37. I don't know what happened last season. It was just a complete dud. So, yeah, that nickname, it's gone. It's gone, Rian. You've lost it, mate. You're going to have to earn it back. And look at that as well. Thomas Basir is now happy to stay at Norwich. Yeah, Real Madrid and Spurs, they've all dropped their interest, and now Basir's happy to stay. Well, you turned down the contract a few weeks ago, mate. I'm not giving you another one. You got 3 years left on your deal. You passed up the chance at 90 grand a week. You ain't getting another one. I've seen quite a few of you guys saying in the comments and on Twitter as well, you should re-nickname Rian No Game Brewster. Not against doing that, but I think that will be kind of harsh, really. He's not as bad as I make him out to be fair. I mean, when you think about it, you know, 2 goals in 5 to start the campaign off. That's not a disastrous start. Last year, 9 in 28. Again, that's not terrible. That's just under 1 in 3. He's not as bad as I make him out to be. I think the problem with Rian is he set the bar too high. And that's the danger. You can do that sometimes. You can set the bar too high for yourself. He got a reputation of scoring in the big games all the time. I'll never forget the game against Man City, I think it was, when we were 2-0 down and he scored a second half hat-trick to win it for us. If you can't repeat those sort of performances, then people will always look upon you with an unfavourable view. But yeah, he's not that bad. So moving on to our second and final game of today's episode, we're back in the Europa League after a 2-year absence, but based on our start to the league, this will be our only year back in the Europa League, unless we can go all the way and win it, which I doubt. But of course, you saw the groups drawn at the start of the episode. We've got Sevilla, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and Rangers, who we face tonight away at Ibrox for the group opener, and this will be our team. We're going to go back to the Gegenpress 4-1-2-3, or 4-1-4-1, if you will, for the game tonight, and these are our tactics. I'll probably make a tactical system at some point, a new one, but for now I'm just Yeah, this is the best I can do. But this will be our team for the game. Now we've got Farines coming back in goal. We've got Alex Tellez making his debut alongside Akuaku, Godfrey and Aarons. On the midfield trio is Provenzano, Mason Mount. I know some of you guys are a bit down on Mount, but honestly, I quite like him. Especially because he can do box-to-box, he can do advanced playmaker, deep line playmaker, inside forward on lefties. He's very versatile, Mount. I quite like him. And also Bamba coming back in today as the advanced playmaker. I know I have a couple of comments saying playing with a Mazzala. He's definitely got the stats to play in that role, but I don't think I've ever used a Mazzala in Football Manager ever. There's two roles I've never used before: Mazzala and Segunda Volati, and I've got no intention of using either at the moment because I wouldn't know exactly what they do. Left hand side Madison, right hand side Dembele. Don't see Karen Roker Dembele much these days, but ex-Celtic boy away at Ibrox, you best believe he'd be fired up for this game. And Firmino is going to have his first start tonight up top. On the bench, Zangrandi, Basia, Warburton, O'Connor, Madu, Jokic and Ida as well. It's a much changed team. It's a very interesting selection, and we need to get off to a winning start. Come on, you Canaries. It's always interesting seeing how Rangers and Celtic line up as the seasons go by. Interesting enough, they kept quite a few of their core players still here. Tavernier is still their captain, Ross McCrory is still there, Ryan Kent is still there as well. Jack Butland is now in goal for them, which I actually think is quite a realistic signing for them. But I think we've got the quality to take them out tonight and get off to a winning start despite a shaky beginning to the season. So I'm going to passionately say to the boys here, we are the favourites here, so go on out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. And no one cares. No one ever seems to care when you talk about playing for the fans. They're just never bothered by that. I remember a couple of years ago we kind of coasted through the group in the Europa League. That's not going to happen this season. Sevilla are I think the best Europa League team of all time. I think they've won it more than anyone else. And again, Rangers and Maccabi Tel Aviv could be tricky opponents for us. We're almost at half time here and we're yet to do anything despite having all the shots and most of the possession. Same old problems, isn't it? Same old problems, but a corner for the Canaries. Bamba takes. Firmino heads on and Edmondson gets it off the line as it's still 0-0. All the shots taken by Norwich. Rangers would definitely take this. I'm going to say to the boys here, we've been a better team there. Keep doing what you're doing and we'll be fine. Although I'm going to make one quick change to tactics before we go into the second half. And I know you guys are thinking, oh God, no. But play at extremely high pace now. Be a little bit shorter in our passing as well. Run at defence too, because I like running at tired legs. And also work the ball into the box, as I'd imagine quite a few of our shots have come from range. No change to personnel. I think we're doing okay at the moment. Let's go attacking. Let's go attacking as well. I always find that attacking doesn't seem to do much for me in Football Manager. I feel like positive is the one you should be starting off on. But we're past the hour mark now and there's still not been a goal. Firmino's on a 7.0. He had a header clear off the line, but still, we need to get the boys further forward, I think. Let's switch Aarons and Tellez to wing backs now. And I think I'm going to move Provenzano up as well and play a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, let's do that. Oh God, no. Ken, saved by Farines. Same old problems for Norwich. Look at that. Look at that. We get so many shots away, we just don't score enough. Kent's delivery headed away by Provenzano and Bamba can lead a break. And away he goes. Down the right. Oh, it's a wonderful little run by Bamba, to be fair. He's in the area too and he's crossed and it's cleared away. And Rangers will escape. Good run by Herman, just sadly couldn't play the right ball across. Now Alex Tellez will take over. There's Firmino as the Brazilians link up. Cross in the middle. And Bamba, oh! That was your moment, Herman. 3 minutes to go. I've chucked on Jokic, the young Serbian, but unfortunately... Oh, corner. Herman takes it. Yes! Akuaku rescues us in stoppage time. HOOBEDEGAH. Yes, is that his first goal for... Oh no, it won't be the first goal for the club. I know he scored before in the FA Cup. But Herman Bamba finally gets an assist or a goal from a set piece. And Akuaku, rising like the mask he is, heads it in, makes it 1-0. And that will do it. And we escape Glasgow with the 3 points on the opening day right at the death. Well, 27 shots, 15 on target and more of the ball as well. But we win it later on for a set piece. FM, I've just FM'd ya. I'll say it was a good win for us. I never say that was a bit of a let-off when we win a game because I just don't want to hamper the morale at all. But Akuaku coming up big late on in the game and winning it for us. 1-0 the final score. buzzing, absolutely buzzing, man, because it means that Bamba has finally got an assist or a goal to start the campaign off as well. He's had a bit of a tough start. I'll be the first to admit it, a little bit of a tough start for him. But again, he's a new signing, 85 grand a week. He comes with the price tag of 71 million. It was. That's not easy to shake off. So it will take a while for him to settle in. I think. You think about James Maddison. Maddison started off really poor a couple of years ago. Then he picked it up. So it's okay, Bamba. It's all right, mate. So that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, if you did enjoy today's episode, please do drop a like. I know exactly what games I'm coming back for next because they're two massive ones. Everton at home, who have had a great start to the season, sat in 4th place right now, and Spurs away, who have also had a decent start, sitting in 7th right now. That's going to be a massive doubleheader in the race for a Europa League place for the next season. So yeah, we'll come back with those. We'll play 10 games off camera, Everton at home and Spurs away. Have a great day, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you did. Much love to you all, and I will see you for a massive doubleheader in the very next episode very soon.